Okay. Well, Grr just posted up, "Thou shalt have no other streams before me." So I figured, why not? Stick a link in the chat here. Anybody wants to come in and shoot the breeze until old Grr gets his act together? Come on along. What the hell? I'll just open it up. Paste. Yeah, there it is. So, first time I've really done this. You know, I don't know. See how it goes. Not keen on shit shows though. So if you're coming to stir the pot, well, I suppose you can if you wanna. But I'm mostly tame and easy. Posted a stream earlier today on Ursula K. Le Guin's very short story, "The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas." If anybody wants to come in and chat about that, thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool little short story. Talks a lot about stuff. I don't know. So it's coming on May. It's the last weekend of April, which means I'm busily sewing as much as possible. I put it. Hopefully there's a link in the up at the top here. I could probably pin that. Let's see, pin link. I don't know. Put user in timeout. I want to put myself in timeout. Yeah, that'd be a good thing. Yeah, I got to get the old YouTube. Probably ought to just sort of old YouTube it somehow or another. Details. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Dashboard. Content. I don't know. None of this makes any sense to me. Let's see. Am I live? Am I dead? Am I killing an Arab? I don't know. Yeah. Hey, look. That's, now I've got myself on delay and everything. I don't know. Let's see. Pin message. Yeah. See, look, I just did. I pinned that message. Wow. How about that? I learned something. Let's see, who should I make a mod on this channel? This is something I haven't done. Let's see. Oh, Maya. Why not? We'll give Maya a wrench. Yeah. Maya's got a wrench. Let's see if anybody else comes into this effing place just to do stuff. I don't know how to get rid of shit once it's up there. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, May's coming up, means I'm busy. I've got way too much sewing to do, way too much work to do. Spending time here is not really helping the cause very much. I've been too rattled by the news of the world to really adequately concentrate, which is a failing of mine. Just trying to figure it out. And it ain't easy. I should be retired, I'm 69 years old. For Christ's sake, this is ridiculous. Keep this shit on going. I get pretty tired of this. I don't know. But a lot of people are in extremis these days. People being cruel. My old hippie dreams, I could start singing songs from Hair. The older, simpler times when there was a war raging in Southeast Asia. And I was 17, wondering, am I going to be fighting? We don't have that going on. That's, I guess, a plus. But we sure got an awful lot of other shit going on that's not much fun. Down to my last pack of cigarettes, out of money. Seriously, out of money. But I'm not having as rough a time as some, that's for sure. I mean, the lavender lady's going through a really difficult time right now, where she is. She's got, she's on dialysis and is all alone. And that I am not all alone. 2 weeks until sailboat racing begins again. Actually, boats go in the water in 2 weeks. When I say boats, I mean the Etchells and the J24. Yeah, see, J24 right there. I don't know what's on the program for this sailing season. It's up to my owner. I feel lucky to be able to continue to do this shit. Certainly never thought I would. If one of my friends at 17 had asked me what I'd be doing when I was 69, the last thing on earth I would have told him was, well, at 69, I will be racing sailboats for a living at the behest of other people. Yes, when I'm 69, I'll be a professional female athlete. And they would have laughed. Yesterday, I was moderating on the transatlantic call-in show. Somebody decided that they had to call in and talk about trans women in sport, which seems to be a thing. It drives me absolutely batshit crazy. You know, fortunately, Ben is he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so he's got some more than some passing familiarity, A, with the medical side, and B, with the actual sporting side, which is absolute money. But so many people will call in with arguments about this sort of thing without having the vaguest idea as to the history of the sport, of the whole issue in the realm of sports, and the situation where it stands now, and the medical science behind it, and a whole bunch of other crap. So, if there's a transphobe out there that wants to come on and have a chat, come on in. Links up the top pinned. I'll let you on. We'll have a nice civil conversation. So one thing I did for my own mental health was quit drinking. Haven't had a drink in like 2.5 weeks, which is pretty cool. I haven't sworn off entirely, but I find myself with a bit more energy in the morning than otherwise, which is cool. Yeah. So it's easier actually than when hammered, because when hammered I can get a little, gin. My former business partner was a bartender for many years, and hey, Beck, how are you? Nice seeing you. um he was a bartender for many years, and he told me that in his experience as a bartender, the worst drunks were gin drinkers. And I said, "When? Why is that, do you think?" He said, "Well, they just get mean." And upon reflection, I think he's probably right. Probably been the meanest ever when tippling on the gin. So, Lifeboat Tea takes care of that. I don't know what other strange things going on. I guess not much. Let me see if I can find something here. I don't know. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, bear with me here. I'm just trying to find something. Ah, there it is. Yeah. I hope I didn't. Oh no. I may have engaged something I didn't want to engage. Frozen camera. Golly gee. Open with photos. Do that. No, not Photoshop, please. No. Oh shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Gosh darn it. Ah, there we go. That's all right. Let's see. Let's see. Percent. Now this will probably freeze the thing entirely. All right. Let's see. There we go. That, my friends, is the summer of 1971. And I don't know if you can see. This was just after graduation from high school. I'm in a reflective mood in case you hadn't been able to tell, but Spot the staff. There she is. Right there. Wearing my blue suede shoes. Yep. Lot of water under the keel. Funny thing is, I'm still in touch with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those kids. The older fellow was our music teacher. No, Beck, I'm in the front. Do that again. Oh, come on. This machine is so slow. Machine is slow. Go away, go away, go away, go away. File. No. Okay. Well, I actually can do that. Damn. See, Photoshop wanted to open up, and Photoshop just brings things to a crawl on this machine. Exit out of there. Anybody want to come in here and help me unembarrass myself? Mm-hmm. No. Go away. Just go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Fuck me. All right. We'll just do this again. Just to clear up Beck's confusion. The hell, mate? Got me mad. Window. There we go. There. All right. I know still that guy, that guy, that guy, that girl, and this girl. That's me. Yeah. Yeah. I learned the truth at 17. The world was made for beauty queens. All the girls with rabid faces, lacking in the social graces. Yeah. Told this story before, but when I was 18, and my mom was 58. Apropos of nothing, we were having a conversation, and it was basically about aging, growing old. And somewhere in the middle of the conversation, when I see an mind you, 58, and I was 18, and my reply to her was, "So do I." Audio chop, eh? Not surprised. This machine's not built for doing what I'm making it do. It's a 2012 laptop. I don't know. Hey, Beck. Yeah, you can come in. What the fuck? I don't know.
What are you doing, lady?
Oh, reminiscing. Looking at old photographs.
What month was that picture taken?
What month?
What month was that picture? I think I might have to switch browsers. This one's laggy. Which month of 71 was that in?
That was June. That was June.
That's within a month of me being born. I was born in June of 71.
Well, there you go.
I had to tell you because I thought it was funny that you were a teenager, and I can. No, I was born by then.
Yeah, it was towards the end of June. It was after graduation.
Oh, okay. I can dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were. That was
my birthday
a troop
every
of
3 years.
That was a troop of intrepid thespians. We were practicing for a play. The older gentleman with the goatee was our music/theater teacher, and he was directing said play. The play never actually got performed.
Oh, you guys never got to put it on? Why is that?
Yeah, a whole bunch of shit. The author, the composer / librettist had artistic differences in the middle of this thing.
I see.
My character was named Robin, and he/she was perplexed,
confused, perplexed.
Yes, one of the characters in the play was God. and God was supposed to figure shit out.
Oh.
God was named Celeste.
Oh, was she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I never did plays and stuff in school. Oh, wait,
Saved
that's
my
right.
fucking life.
I lived down in the middle of the country where they didn't do plays. That's right. That's right. We had no fucking diversity or culture. I forgot.
Actually,
Yeah, we had nothing out there.
All of that shit saved my life. I was an absolute hermit from
Really?
Yeah, from grade 7 through 11. I was an absolute hermit. Puberty hit hard, and it wasn't pleasant. I was pretty consistently physically abused.
Too, punk. According to my brother, I don't know about God, but Jesus Christ is supposedly one of us and doesn't know he's Jesus Christ yet. Don't know if that's true or not. I'll let you know when we get there.
What if God was one of us? That's YouTube punk beat me to it.
Well, just find the guy that's absolutely rich, never worked a day in his life, and has everything laid out in front of him. That's him.
Yeah, God put in some honest work for 6 days, and then the rest was gravy.
No, there was, yeah, it was a good solid 6.5 to 7 days.
Look, I know your brother has some unusual ideas, but
my brother said they're stupid. He said nobody can do that in days. Not even God. That's what he said.
No.
Nobody can do that in days. Well, you know, it was supposedly a dry planet, and they dumped water on it, and it had to plant plants and let things grow, and so we could survive on it. So how the hell would they do it in a couple of days? It's the stupidest shit in the world.
I don't know.
Yeah, so. Oh, and by the way, my brother also says that the Sabbath hasn't come yet because God hasn't rested yet. And then the thing yet, and he said, "Is he done with us?" And they're like, "No." Right, he's not done. He hasn't rested yet. Because
No.
it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? The Christian way. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you know, Sabbath comes from Seba, which means 7, right? That's the
Yes, seventh. Yeah,
yeah,
seventh day.
seventh day. So
they should just call him Sabbath.
So there has been a 7th day, and you know, the good book says it.
That's what I'm saying.
Time off. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Heard.
You know, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy.
Look at the. Yeah, please keep it holy. Shoot all kinds of holes in it. I have to ask, look at the tree says ready to take on the high seas. Does that mean you're playing? What game are you playing? Because now I'm interested if it's what's that one?
Are you talking to me or to look at the trees?
Bail out, and I can't remember the name of it. 7 Seas or something. I don't know. Anyways, I found a new game I'm addicted to, Stephanie. It's been absorbing my brain lately.
What's that?
It's called Y Lands. I think it's supposed to be islands, like a different way to spell it. And it's basically like the game Rust, but cartoon easier version. You have to like go cut down trees and make your tools and, you know, all that shit. You're stranded on an island. Your ship has wrecked.
Well, in the world of sailing, there are 2 kinds of sailors.
Uh-huh.
Those who have been aground and those who will be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen eventually to you. Is your point? Yeah. Oh, it'll happen. Yeah.
Sadly, my boat is still out of the water from being aground like 4 years ago, and I haven't fixed the fucking thing yet.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fine because they're other people's
I've
boats,
seen it.
and
You took
that's
us
a
for a
lot.
drive one night.
That's a lot less expensive.
Oh yeah, to sail other people's shit. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay
Or
for the
to
fuel. You
even
don't have to pay
better
for the
to get
maintenance.
paid to sail other people's shit. That's
Yeah, right.
the good part. Yeah, and I am ready. I am absolutely ready for the first race, which will
So
be in
it's a long winter
two
when
and a
you're
half weeks. What?
It's a. I said it's a long winter when you're a sailor.
Can be. Didn't go south this winter.
Yeah.
Then going south would mean going to Florida, which is intimidating and all on its own.
I hate that state. I lived in Orlando, Florida for 3.5 years, and the worst people in Florida are the ones that were born and raised there. Like, original Floridians, their families have been there forever. They're like psycho rednecks. They are crazy. That's why you have the Florida Man all the time, where they can like use that and make a fucking series out of it.
Yeah, one of the people in that photograph that I showed married a guy who was a member of Second City, and eventually, when he grew up and got a real job, what was his real job? He was a director at Disney World. And what does a director at Disney World do? You ask him, he will tell you. He tells Goofy where to step.
He tells Goofy where to stop.
Where to step.
Oh, where to step. Okay.
Yeah, Disney World is a whole theatrical production. All of those.
Oh yeah.
All of those things, they're acts.
Yeah.
They
absolutely.
rehearse the acts in the dead of night when nobody's around. So if you're a director, you put on these essentially plays for interacting with the crowd and the whole thing. So yeah, you have Goofy and Mickey and Minnie and all the cast of characters and their goofy faces. Oh yeah, and Goofy. Yeah. And
I've been in the basement
between
of Disney.
2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when they rehearse. They do a new production if they're putting something in it. I think he's retired now. I think he retired during COVID when they shut the place down.
We insulated some big ass furnace rooms in the underground tunnels of Disney. So I've been down there. It's fucking huge. You can literally drive like cars past each other in there. It's fucking huge.
Everybody works for the mouse.
Yep. Everybody in there works for the mouse. It's true.
One of my friends. Well, the last time I was down in Florida, I visited those two people in Orlando. Mm-hmm. I was racing in. What was it? I was racing in. Fuck all. I was racing in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped over in Orlando and visited with those folks, and then on the way back, stopped again in Orlando, then went over to Melbourne to visit with another friend who at the time was working for the mouse.
Yeah.
But she was a contractor. She was working for a contractor, but she subsequently got a job working for NASA, which is a lot closer to Melbourne.
Yes.
And she's like an engineer leading up the fire prevention team for
Mhm.
NASA's launch pads. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty cool. The only cool thing about living in Orlando, Florida was NASA, because we'd watch the launches, and when it would launch, we'd all run outside and watch it go.
Wow, you could see
That
it
was the
from-
coolest thing. Yeah, we
Wow.
could see it. Yeah, we could see it from where we were. So it was because I lived generally 30-ish, 40 minutes away from, not far from where they launched. We went down there a few times, and there's like water there, and there's a road on the other side, and you can go down that road and park there and watch the launches. Yeah, so there's like hundreds and thousands of people that every time they do a launch, they all come down and sit on the other side of the road and watch the launch go off. It's close as you can get and be a civilian. Program, whatever. So yeah, it was pretty cool watching it for the first time. I moved down there and they did a launch. I was only down there a couple months, and they did a launch, and we were watching on TV. I was like, dude, this is so cool. And Pete was like, come on. I was like, no, dude, I want to watch this. He's like, no, come here. And I was like, what? He took me outside. He goes, look. And I went, no shit. That's it. Yeah. Have to join us and gather sometime for conversations, gaming and streaming, watching movies and clips, and of course, talking shit. Yeah, I actually started a gather. Whose gather are you on?
Pocket Locker 86, Jay Bundy's.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Too much of a mess going on with all that shit right now, and I don't want any fucking
There
part of
doesn't
it.
need to be.
And let me just announce, since we're sitting here, one more fucking person calls my goddamn brother a transphobe, I'm gonna fucking beat their ass. It's pissing me off. He's not a racist. He's not a fucking transphobe. God damn. He argued a lot. He debated a logical argument and was debating the logic, and now he's a fucking transphobe. Everybody get over yourselves. If you think I would know,
you might.
was up to me like 2 weeks ago and goes, man, I'm working on it. I called you brother the other day. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. That's not a fucking transphobe.
No, Richard
Madsen.
In case anybody didn't know.
And no, we do not have the same.
Beck's brother is Richard Madsen. And I agree. He's not.
No, I'm not biased.
Richard
fucking sees the details. I can tell you everything bad about everything in my family right now if you want to hear it. But just know there's 7 children.
No need. No need.
The point is I don't lie for people. I don't lie. I don't lie for my brother. I don't lie for I don't even lie for myself. So I'm not going to start now.
Here's what I
some people are not good.
Here's what I think, and
not you, Trees. I was just saying it in general, not you, honey. You weren't even there when it happened. Anyways, go ahead.
I think Richard is very, very fond of logical arguments, and he tends to block out the world in terms of logical arguments
because he's focused on the logic and not the argument. Right. That's exactly what he
did. Or the emotion that surrounds it. And that's where he goes awry.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. No, yeah, he does. He'll tell you he's not a perfect person. He tries, but
nobody's perfect. I mean, it's just
no, Trees, I was not talking to you, buddy.
Sometimes it's frustrating talking to Richard because he is very, very focused on that, premise 1, premise 2, premise 3, conclusion. And when you're talking about arguments that don't really fall neatly into those boxes, it becomes difficult to get nuance going on.
Yeah.
Which is
he is
can be problematic.
I do want to say this too. I'm pretty sure that Richard and I both have mild autism, because when it comes to the emotional end of things, we miss a lot of the time. myself to watch for them, and now he's realizing for the first time that he's doing the same thing. So when it comes to emotional shit, like our family will go to logic before anything else, unless it's something like, you know, a death or something tragic, you know. But everything else is logical first. It's just
Well,
how my
that's
family
okay.
is.
I mean, it's you
Yeah.
know, it's really hard to do nuance on you know, in a format like this. You know, it's easier than talking on the phone or typing or anything like that. But it's really hard to do nuance. I think people tend to miss that. And also, in a lot of these tiny little spaces, there's an awful lot of stovepiping that goes on. People like to
Yeah.
focus on personalities rather than on the larger issues at hand.
Yeah, you're discussing religion and they start picking on your person. Like, what is that anyways?
Right. And
Um,
that becomes a problem. Now, if you
yeah.
know, like if you're talking about an overarching situation, you know, it's like, oh well, we're talking about the issues of race or issues of discrimination or issues of this. They're obviously going to be emotional. They're going to have signs and signals built in. And when the signs and signals uh, are there, they're liable to trigger strong emotional reactions. And the emotional reactions are built on a certain kind of logic because the symbols employed are are provocative or can be provocative,
Mm-hmm.
whether intended or not. Uh, and it you know it winds up being a conversation around semiotics, but you can't back it away and be Umberto Eco and just slide into a pure uh,
Mm-hmm.
discussion of semiotics and what the signs mean
Yeah. Right.
without ignoring what the emotions that the signs provoke. And so, you know, in the
Right.
last blow up, my feeling was, well, no, you do have to realize that this is provocative and think about why it is, and not just simply say, well, I don't
Yeah.
mean
You
anything
blinked.
by it,
Or
because
maybe I
even
blinked.
if you don't mean anything by it, you're
Yeah.
you know, you're going to be faced with someone who thinks you probably do mean something by it, unless you're willing to expand your viewpoint to say, huh, never thought of it that way. Let me do some
So let me
reflection
let
on
me
why.
let me
That's
say something real quick. Jay, I don't care to talk about it. That's the whole point. I have enough crap on my plate. I don't want to deal with any of the drama. And as far as that goes, I am a staunch anybody supporter. Literally, I support everybody. But I have my own mental health shit going on right now. So it's not that I don't want to be a part of the topic. I don't have the mental space right now to be part of the topic. I'm dealing with my own shit. So, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate that. And, you know, if it was a different time in my life, I would absolutely have a conversation with you. But honestly, I wasn't part of it, you know, that's why I'm not going to get mixed into the middle of it. I wasn't there when it originally happened. I've heard pretty much the same story from everybody, so I know what the story is. You know, if you want to know if a story's true, you don't watch one news source. You watch like 5. And whatever they say in common is the truth. That's what I do.
I I believe whatever
So
Tucker Carlson has to say about anything. That's the way I feel about it.
oh well. You see what I'm saying though. I'm not going into specifics about Fox and shit right now. Anyways, the point is, I can see both sides of the coin when it comes to the racist stuff and how it was perceived and the whole argument. I can see both sides of the coin. So now I understand where you guys are coming from, and I understand where Will Freeman's coming from as well. Now, me, because
I
I'm
was
a
kind of hoping
super
Freeman would
nice
come in.
fucking teddy bear dude, I would have pulled it down as soon as somebody said something. But at the same time, you know, from what I heard, it was like a big freak out thing. And then I caught the next day. But anyways, no, oh, I know I don't talk to those people though. So I didn't have that happen to me. Because I talk to people that are on you guys' side. I don't talk to the other guys. So all I heard was basically, well, there you go. No. You took that wrong, Jay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're stuck in the middle of the drama right now, and I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm not saying
Actually,
that
we're
you
trying
are
to
the
bring the
drama.
drama down back.
Yeah.
Like everybody's
I'm not saying
like,
you're the cause of the drama. I never
down.
said that. I don't think you're causing drama. I'm just saying you're stuck in the middle of that shit. And it's just like with Maya. Maya's in the middle of it too. I don't want, all I can do is speak from a white person's point of view. I'm going to keep my fucking mouth shut and let you guys handle it. That's the bottom line. If anyone told you they were freaking out because of a raccoon, they were wrong. No, I didn't hear it was just raccoon. There was other shit. But anyways, I'm not getting into all that. That's a headache. And I don't want any part of it.
I am busily reflecting on my misspent youth. What the fuck, you know?
Jay, I'm sorry if I was not clear. I sometimes I say stuff in the way it sounds good in my head. That doesn't mean other people understand it. So I probably wasn't very clear when I said it. So, and to be honest, like I'm smoking pot right now, so I don't know. I might have said it wrong and weird.
I just want to know, Beck, how you're doing now that you've got a weight off your chest.
How am I doing? In general, I'm good. I'm healing great from the fucking surgery. Everything's fine. Let's see. I've just applied again for disability and just had to reapply for unemployment, and I might have to go get a job soon. And I have anxiety over it because it's whenever I'm working that all this shit happens to me. And so, you know, so.
Mm-hmm. One day at a time, mate.
Yeah, you know, it's like I discovered a couple months ago that my PTSD did not start with the death of my mother. It started way earlier than that because one of my siblings used to beat the shit out of me and fucking tell me I was a worthless piece of shit. And he did it for like 7 or 8 years of my childhood. And, yeah, he really fucked me up. So luckily I already disowned him. So that was good. I grew up in a household where he was always fighting people. He would just attack somebody and start hitting them and shit. Like you never knew when it was coming. And on top of that, because he was like that, I grew up in a household thinking it was okay that people beat each other's asses. So me, when I'm 4 years old and he's 8 years old and he starts beating the shit out of me, I just thought it was normal. People fight. Siblings beat the snot out of each other and torture each other. Just the way it is. No, that's not right. Sir, can you stop? I am talking.
I think your cat is demanding your attention.
He definitely wants a treat, but he already had one. No, you had one a little while ago. Nope. No treats. Anyways. Yeah, so it's just been a lot. I've been trying to like wrap my head around stuff. I'm doing 10 hours of therapy a week. So it's a lot. It's a lot of digging into your brain constantly. So. And that was the tale from the cat.
One day at a time.
That's right, baby. That's all we can do. Yeah. But you know, I mean, honestly, I'm doing pretty good right now because I'm not dealing with people, you know, treating me like shit at work. So, hi, Ox. Thanks, buddy. anyways, yeah, it's just been a lot to wrap my head around, and now I'm having to refocus, and it's just a lot. PTSD sucks balls. That's all I have to say. It really does.
Well, I sure recommend. I highly recommend therapy. It's always good.
Yeah, I think everybody should have a therapist. Everybody should have a therapist. I really do believe that. Even if you're like not in the middle of mental health issues, it's someone just to go talk to, and you vent a little bit and you tell them what's going on, and they give you some tools, and then you're like, you feel better. You know, even if it's just every day, my work sucked today, shit, or this week, or whatever. It's good to have an objective outside source to vent your shit to. Just in general, it's healthy for us to do that. It's better to do it to some motherfucker that the insurance is paying than it is to your significant other and end up single. I know that. Trust me. No, I'm just, no, I made that part up.
Well, I started this stream as an answer to Grr announcing that thou shalt have no streams before me. And
is that what he did?
Yeah,
I didn't know what you were
I
talking
noticed
about.
that he was doing that, and I figured, fuck that guy. If I'm gonna have a dumpster fire, if I'm gonna spark off a dumpster fire, I might as well do it on my own. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't like dumpster fires. I kind of I prefer to keep it at a 20,000 foot view of things.
Yeah.
And,
yes, Ember. Ember said most people have baggage. They may not be aware of it. It's just been there so long. I didn't realize how fucked up I was until the last 10 years or so. So I'm 52. I mean, I knew I had issues from old shit.
Fuck me, you're old.
No, it's not that I'm old in mental health years. I'm fucking tired. I'm mental health old.
Yeah, trust me.
It's amazing how much your brain can affect your body, Isn't it crazy? Something on your brain and your body just feels exhausted or sore or whatever. Yeah. Oh, Ox, Stephanie has a dark side. That's why I love her. Look at that look. Is that your evil look? Is that the best you could do?
Oh no, I can do a lot worse. I can do a lot worse.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're all 7 different kinds of fucked up. Join the club. Yes, Maya. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely fucking right. What the hell are you doing? She backed out so she can zoom. How did you just do that? How do you zoom? I didn't even know you could do that.
I have this iPhone plugged into the into the computer, doing all sorts of neat things. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I see what you're up to now. And just to be clear, Jay and Trees, I would love to come hang out and gather.
We don't get all wound up very frequently. It's more like have a dance party with Nitty spinning the platters that matter.
The platters that matters.
Sometimes Oz will come in and it'll be an Oz and Nitty showdown. People out on the dance floor being stupid. It's all great.
There you go.
Nobody's
Ember said Stephanie is Taylor. Nobody can get. That's funny.
Here's the thing.
Oh, cool.
When you're
thank you, Jay.
When you're racing, it doesn't do to yell. I mean, you have to be loud in order to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't do to lose your shit.
No.
Especially
Trust
if
me, I
you're
know.
driving. And it's the hardest thing is if you're helming and something goes pear-shaped, you're in the best position usually to see exactly what has gone pear-shaped.
Yeah.
And the depending on the level of expertise you have on your crew, it'll either get fixed or it won't. It'll get fixed without saying anything, or you'll have to talk people through it. And if you're, sitting there with a stick in your hand trying to drive the boat, you have to just be calm. Otherwise, people will lose their shit immediately
Oh,
and nothing
absolutely.
will ever
Yeah.
get fixed. It's really, it's a challenge.
Oh, trust me. I know
We could
about
try it that
anger
way, but
challenges.
it's never worked that way. It's like, the spinnaker pole is over the Genoa sheet. We've tried that many, many times, and it's never worked. So could you fix that, please?
I hear you. Bree, hello, beautiful. I miss you. I hope you're doing good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that's all I got going on, Stephanie. What have you been up? You just waiting to sail? Anything else going on?
Pretty much. And answering the phone calls. Where are my sales? That's always fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's Stephanie. Where's my sail?
Yeah.
How many do you have right now that you're finishing?
Well, I've got 2 that are in the building stage. I've got a whole bunch that need repair that I'm working on to try to get them done.
Okay.
And
cool.
but hopefully not too overwhelming. Bree is in the house. Let's add Bree to the mix.
You're missing me. What are you missing me for? I'm here.
I know. I don't see you anymore.
I was just live a little bit ago.
You were. See, I'm not getting YouTube notifications. It's been going on for like a fucking 2 weeks now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go unsub and resub to you.
Yeah, maybe that'll help. And then
yeah,
make
usually
some
if I do that, I start getting
sub those too. Well, not really though.
I mean, you got to think
hit
that
my
I've
1K.
been. I'm glad. Good. Yeah, I know she is. She's online all the time, but it's weird timing for me most of the time.
Yeah,
just depends on what day it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm around. I try to be around. Hey, Steph, what we up to?
No good.
Bullshitting.
Just I like your choker.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It's Peruvian silver.
So you won't give you bit by a werewolf at all?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a full moon night?
I don't know. I need to answer a question from Ox. Stephanie, have you ever done transatlantic? Answer no. Longest open ocean bit was from Panama through the Panama Canal. So Panama City to Balboa to Key West, Florida. So across the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico.
That's so cool.
That's a fairly long trip. That's
incredibly long. That's and that's also like a.
It's the water's over your head for sure.
Adventure, yeah. Oh, you have my
and so yes, I have seen the Southern Cross. You can see the Southern Cross in those waters.
When you do that, do you provisions? Do you all take turns being meal on meal duty and stuff like that while you're out there?
Yeah.
What kind of meals do you have? I imagine there's lots of nights that are like that scene on Jaws where they're just sitting around drinking.
Well, we had, this was on. Let me see if I can find this Let me see if I can find a picture. Of the
Pretty, like,
boat.
It just
John.
sounds like it'd be a blast if there was liquor involved. I mean,
Right?
unless you get seasick.
Yeah, well, there's cocktail hour. There's definitely cocktail hour. We'd
Yeah.
have there were 4 of us. We had
So
2
two people get
watches, and
at
we
the same time.
shifted watches every 4 hours. I mean, I think we did 6 on.
6 is
I
a
don't
good
know.
number.
I can't remember. Whatever the fuck it was. But one of the neat things was the boat decided it was going to try to sink us, which sucked out loud. That wasn't
Oh,
fun.
that's not fun.
I can't
No,
imagine.
it was weird because what happened was this was a boat that was a brand new boat, and the owner, it was built in New Zealand, and the owner picked it up, took delivery of it in Auckland, New Zealand, sailed it to across the Pacific, spent some time in Tahiti, then the Galapagos, then Panama, which is where I met the boat, Panama City, on the southern end of the Panama Canal. And I got to the boat, and the co-owner, it was a married couple, looks at me and goes, "Name one thing on this boat that hasn't broken yet." And I said, "Oh, I don't know, maybe the roller furling gear." And she said, "Yeah, you're right. That's the only thing." But the problem was that they had commissioned the up yours. And I had brought a bunch of parts, and we switched out the filter on one of the motors, the genset, the generator. Basically, there was a boat motor and a generator, and we switched out the water filter. The factory rep switched out the water filter, and when he put the top on, he cross-threaded it. So every time we ran the generator, it was pumping water into the boat. And it took us a while to figure that out.
Crap, Grr's here. Hide.
Yep, Grr's here. First thing he said was, "Oh, I see how it is, Stephanie."
I'm watching YouTube.
I'm not really Bree. I'm somebody pretending.
Yeah, I was just about to shut this down, and well, Grr, if you knew the titling your stream was going to do that, then you should expect this sort of thing.
Beck, did you see my baby butterflies?
No, honey, I missed it.
Oh God, so cute.
Oh my God, how? Aw,
they're little caterpillars.
Yeah,
some of them are bigger than other ones. There's 2 sizes basically. There's little fingernail size ones. Yeah.
So they'll eat all that medium and then pupate. Is that the way that works?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they climb up to the ceiling of the container and do their pupate, and I can take the lid off and hang it wherever I want, or with a clothespin. And I'm probably gonna hang it from my curtains up here
when they're ready.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hang it from.
Cool.
Yeah, and then let them go. Actually, I think I might actually get a special thing to hang them from. I'm not gonna let them free range on my screened in porch though. I'm not going to keep them in the house, but I got to make sure that's going to stay warm enough for them to free range out there without dying from the cold first. They can free range in my bedroom too. It's not going to hurt anything, but I do like to let mantises run. Actually, these are painted ladies, so they will eat just fresh fruit. So when they get to an age where they'll get closer to growing, I'll probably buy a bag of apples and a case of strawberries or something. Just cut up some fresh fruit and keep it on hand for them to land on. They just like that sweet, sticky stuff.
Right.
So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, have you ever been to a butterfly house and see how they have the trays of fruit in the place where the butterflies land on? Yeah, just doing that. They love it. I will probably get some flowers to put out on the back porch when they get when it gets warmer. Yeah, that's so that they can have some stuff to eat there too. Definitely. All right. Hey.
Move the truck, please.
Okay. All right. 1 sec. I gotta go, guys. I'll see you guys maybe at Grr's.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably wrap this up soon because we don't want to make Grr all angry like and frustrated.
Oh, is it time for his stream now?
Yeah, well, it's like past.
Grr, yeah, you better run,
No.
Bree.
Anyway. Well, you know,
Sorry, not
hey,
sorry.
look at I
love
really
you guys.
appreciate you guys coming and supporting the baby channel over here. I mean, I'm trying to do some stuff. I'm really proud of the video I did earlier on the ones that walk away from Omelas, which is that was, it hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks everybody. You can find some links and information and all that good stuff. Support me if you like. I don't know. Like, subscribe, throw me to the wolves, whatever.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot for joining and
Yeah.
come again. Do come again if you
Okay.
will.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I absolutely will.
So let's go frustrate Grr.
Yeah, let's go invade his
Just
stream
not
and
keep
just
it going,
drive
Stephanie
him
Helms. We'll get in here then, idiot.
fucking wall. What?
I mean, hey, I don't know I don't know if Beck and I can keep this wonderful repartee going along. All this.
I mean, I could talk about all kinds of bullshit if you want. I mean, wouldn't be anything very interesting. I have limited knowledge about the world in general. I'm just a fucking idiot. But, we could try.
Well, you're a fucking idiot. You must have opinions. Lots of idiots have opinions, and they're unfortunately members of state legislatures across the country. Fucking.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not like
or
Congress
major,
or House of Representatives stupid. I'm not quite that low. I'm a little bit above that. Yeah.
Or major or
not quite Senate stupid either.
Big name newspaper columnists that write absolute trash about trans people every fucking day of the week.
Oh my god. I mean, it's seriously. Oh, I'm so glad I live, where I just don't have to fucking worry about it. It's so nice. I just don't have to worry about it. So Bree mentioned something about, well, maybe I should move to New Mexico, and I was like, yeah, you really should.
Yeah, New Mexico's good. Maine's good. For now.
Yeah, Maine's another good area. It just depends on.
It's all about.
You want snow or sun?
Huh?
Yeah, I said, exactly. Do you want snow or sun? I'm teasing.
Well, you can move to San Diego and get both.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's true. No, we have both here. We get snow, we get a little rain, and then 7 months out of the year, no, more than that, 8.5 months out of the year here, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think I told you my niece lives in Santa Fe, and I've never gotten out there.
Just wanted to come back and say I don't want to move anywhere where it's cold.
Yeah,
I hate the cold. I like bugs year round. If I can find places where there's bugs year round, I'll be a happy girl. I guess there's in Maine though. There's bugs. There's really big bugs, but they're the marine kind.
Yeah, there are.
I would love to go out on
lobsters.
Yeah, I would love to go out and visit some of the tide pools in Maine. Oh, I bet they're amazing.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Have you ever visited done like a tour? Where's the best place to tour tide pools up in Maine?
Golly, just about anywhere. The coast of Maine is there's 3,800 miles of coastline, so just about anywhere. Right close by here, there's a place in Freeport called Wolf's Neck State Park. A lot of tide pools and really cool shit.
Yeah.
And
See, a summer trip to Maine to spend with Steph sounds amazing, but I'm actually considering New Mexico as a home.
Right.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
said
Well,
something about that, and I said I need to get Bree over
I was
here.
still listening because what I left for is I had to go back my truck out of the driveway so Ian could get out to go to work when he goes to work here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's gonna be at work at 6. He didn't even ask me. It's like, wake me if I'm not awake by 5:45. Wake me up, and it's 5:22 right now. It's like, you take a 20-minute nap. It's a power nap works. But yeah, I'm sorry I came back in after I said I was leaving. I just you are talking about relocating me, and there's relocating me. I need warmth wherever I'm relocating because someday I'm gonna be old and my bones will hurt more than they do now when it's cold.
Well, I just said to Stephanie that like 8.5 months out of the year here is beautiful. From somewhere between 65 and 98 degrees for 8.5 months.
Yeah.
And man, when the tarantulas migrate, you would have a blast, Bree.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I would just lay
I'll
down.
just take you out where my
among
friend
them.
lives, and you can just hang out and watch him walk through the fields.
We usually have like a couple of weeks here and there of single digit below and / below zero weather, which is cold. That's cold.
It's just still getting mid-Atlantic weather for most of the year, don't you? You don't get a lot of because of the way that
it's nice. I mean, it's basic. It's quite nice. It was in the 60s today.
Yeah.
So it was nice, and it was.
I got a good idea of the climate in Maine from reading so many Stephen King books. Honestly, I do.
Right.
Like he goes into a lot of details about the seasons of each area, the seasons of each area, and he'll because his characters are so detailed, right? He'll go into details of every day of their life throughout the season, how this type of weather hits Maine at this time of year and makes this person feel that way, and it just you really learn a lot about the ecology of the region just by listening to him talk.
Well,
the
interior of the state is colder because it's not close. It's not as close to the ocean. I live right on the ocean basically, and the Atlantic keeps things moderated somewhat.
Yeah.
So
you went from Panama, just recanting. You went from Panama City, Florida, to
no,
Canal?
Panama City, Panama, through the Panama Canal, which is spectacular. It's the most amazing. It was.
There's like an elevator for your boat.
No. The way the Panama Canal is really neat because the way they did it was you go through 3 locks up and 3 locks down, and each lock is probably, I'm going to say the mast on a.
How many boats are allowed in each lock at a time when you're doing something like a sailboat, like what you were?
Well, you can go through, if you're a sailboat, you can go through one of 3 ways. You can either go mid-channel, in which case they have, you throw lines to either side of the lock. You can go on the side of the lock, or you can go bunkered to another boat. Right, so the 2 boats are bunkered together.
Yeah.
The nicest way, where you don't have to worry so much, is mid-channel because there's nothing to bump into. And when the locks fill, they fill from the bottom, so there's a lot of turbulence. When they start to fill, the boat's going like this.
Oh, that sounds fun, actually.
It's like it's like filling the tub from the bottom. The way the thing the way it works is Lake Gatun is up high. It's in the middle of Panama, right? There's a big old
Okay.
park. There's a Smithsonian thing, and it's like, there's also, you'd love it. There's all sorts of wildlife, parrots and weird birds and all of
Pretty.
this shit going on.
Monkeys,
Really,
howler monkeys.
really fucking cool. And so Lake Gatun is in the middle, and that's the water source. It runs the locks
Mhm.
on either side, so that the lock will fill and lift you 100 feet, and then you'll go to the next lock and it'll fill you 100 feet, and then you go to the next lock, it'll fill you 100 feet. So now you're 300
Yeah.
feet above sea level or more. It may be more because
It might be more
the
actually.
way
Yeah,
the
I can't
fuck
remember what they
it's
said.
the top of the mast is way the fuck is below the top of the lock. And this was like
Crazy.
a 54 foot. This is a 54-foot boat, and I think the mast is like 60 feet up. So it was probably, yeah, it's probably about 100 feet, 110 feet or something like that.
Wow.
It's really amazing, and that they have little railroads on the side. They call them mules because they used to be mules, right?
Right.
That is so cool.
You throw the lines to the mules, and they handle keeping the boat where it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's so neat.
And
And then how far did you go into
it's
the
just
Pacific?
Fascinating. What?
How far did you end up getting out to the Pacific after you got through the lock?
Well, I was going in the other direction. I was headed for the Atlantic. So I started on the Pacific side and wound up started in Panama City and wound up in Balboa. That's the Atlantic side. That's the Caribbean side of the canal.
That's pretty cool though. So
and then across the Caribbean and the Gulf, and it was pretty, you can really tell when you hit the Gulf Stream too, because the water temperature, the air turns really humid and the water temperature skyrockets. It's pretty amazing.
Is the water in the Atlantic Gulf more dirtier than the Pacific, would you say, or which one would you say is cleaner?
It doesn't. I think they're about the same.
Okay. I've seen the Gulf on like the Florida side, but not like down towards the Panhandle. But I know that there's a lot of locks on the Mississippi here, but they're usually single tier locks. I think there's like maybe a couple of different ones. I'm not sure. I'm not expert on it or anything, but there's one that's not too far from here called I guess it was the Cannon or Clarence Cannon lock. But anyway, yeah, it's cool to watch them fill up and drop it down when it's on the river like that. Steph, are you frozen?
Huh? No. Oh, maybe I am.
Up sometimes.
Yeah, I guess I am.
So you tricked me into thinking you were still sitting there. I knew I could hear you walking around though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you hear her walking around back?
Yeah, I heard her. I didn't know if she was walking or what. I heard something shuffled around.
Yeah. Like I said, this stinking. Hello.
Yeah, that's right. They have locks in Seattle, Erie Canal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mississippi has quite a few locks on it. I think the Missouri has a few too. And they meet down at St. Louis. So Missouri sucks now, by the way. I don't know if you're aware of how bad Missouri sucks now, but
oh no, I know.
Just
I am
public service announcement. Missouri, worst place to live in the United States right now.
Yep.
Not just especially if you're trans, but not just if you're trans. All three of us
in
would
general, if you're not like a rich white person, you might want to just leave Missouri.
Yeah.
Because
St. Louis has always been so freaking progressive, though. It sucks. St. Louis they are not in support of this crap at all. That area is
of course not.
Blue to its core.
Big cities are always diverse.
Yeah.
Big cities are always more diverse than whatever areas around it. You know what I mean? Like you
go into
Austin, you go out in the country in Texas, and people are like would hang a trans person. You go to Austin, and it's full of fucking gay people. So.
Yeah. That's I wish that there was places where I didn't have to be in the city though, because I'm a nature girl and I like to be out in nature, but I feel like threat. Like if I go in nature, I try to be like maybe be an androgynous or something, you know. So it's just like no, just a. But I'm to the point right now where I don't, you know, I'm not hiding anything. I can't. there's no way to hide my womanhood anymore. It's
No.
evident. Those days are gone.
They are gone.
It takes a lot of effort just to, yeah. Anyway,
okay. I like
Yeah.
the sexy Brie.
yeah. Missouri, as Maya has just pointed out, Missouri has bypassed Texas, Florida, and Oklahoma. Thank you for calling me sexy, by the way.
They're worse than Oklahoma. You are sexy. They're worse than
Yeah.
Oklahoma now.
Well, Oklahoma wasn't, as far as the trans bills, Oklahoma wasn't the lead. They were the first state to do it. Missouri did that, but the Missouri was also the state that first that overturned Roe versus Wade. It was the Missouri case that did that, because the way the Supreme Court works, right? If something's presented, something's passed at the state level, citizen challenges it to the Supreme Court, and then they have to review it. Now and then they had the stupid right-wing Supreme Court. That's the same thing they're doing right now with these trans bills. They are presenting them at the state level so that someone will, you know, challenge and say, I want my trans medical care as an adult, so they can take it to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court reviews it. And if we got it stacked with fucking Catholics and Protestants and all these anti-trans religious people, they will say, yeah, we want to outlaw that on a federal level, and we're fucking done. We're just done at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
there
is the Bridge of the Americas. This is
okay.
This is on this is in the Pacific Ocean, basically. And that's the Bridge of the Americas on the
South America on one
left.
side, North America
on
the
the
other.
left is Central America. On the right is South America. That's the cut through of the Panama Canal. That's the end. That's the Pacific entrance to the Panama Canal.
Nice.
And from the boat.
Yep.
It's amazing.
That is in the Panama Canal, and you can see that this is at the top of a lock.
That's a big old boat in front of you. I was like,
that is a Panamax ship. That's the biggest. If there's about a foot on either side of the lock for that ship.
Dang.
Yeah, we want to talk about let's be careful and take it slow.
Are there different channels for barges and stuff then?
No.
That's the widest a barge can be to get through there?
That's the top of a lock looking back at the Pacific.
Oh, nice.
So you're way up high. Yeah.
Wow.
That is the lock filling.
That is insane, Stephanie. I've always wanted to get on a boat and just go through a lock. Just one. I just want to see what it's like.
That is the one of the houses of the locks. I think it's Miraflores.
Do they call them lock houses?
I don't know.
That's what they call them in Mississippi. You know.
There's another.
At the gates.
The lock is filling. You see all the turbulence there, all the mud being stirred up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it. Yeah, that's fun. Do they have to dredge that canal? They must have to dredge it every so often, right?
I
mean the locks. I mean the locks to keep them cleaned out.
That is our intrepid crew with our pilot is at the back of the boat, and the pilot is in control of the vessel while you're going through. It's like
right.
Heat a man.
Okay. Heat a man.
That's it's my late friend, Mr. Scott Harris. God rest his soul.
Aw.
That's in the canal, heading towards Lake Gatun.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Let's see. And even now you can. This is a good one. This shows you how tight the thing is for the freighters that go through.
Oh
See that?
shit! Yeah, I see it all right. Wow, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or proud owner of the yacht. If I can find the. Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
Grr's getting going. I can hear him in the background.
Well, maybe we should end it and run over there then.
Probably should. Just one quick last thing, if I can. Let's see if I can find the.
What's that old saying? Can't we all just get along?
I can find that picture of the boat itself. There we go.
Yeah, I'd love to see a picture of the boat.
This is. All right. That's just one last little thing.
What? Huh? What?
Damn it. Wrong one. Was photos.
Damn it, Steph, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod. Lincoln.
Hang on. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was just filling dead air space while being a smartass.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Squirrel.
That's the boat right there, the Mighty Anthem.
Wow. Oh shit, she's beautiful.
It's a Trip 54. And you can just see my legs there.
Oh, those are your legs? Okay.
This is the Heineken regatta. You can see this guy
Yeah.
looking and pointing off to let's see, he's pointing off to starboard. We're on port tack. We're the burdened vessel here, so we're gonna have to do something because there's a boat right there that's gonna
There
cross,
is.
or we're gonna cross them. And then there's that guy down there holding the clue of the jib, and he's our tactician. The owner is back there also pointing at the boat that's headed right for us, going, yep. What are we gonna do with this guy? Well, as it turns out, we were crossing. I mean, I was sure we were crossing. Another guy is sitting there going, we're crossing. We go, we're crossing. We waiting and waiting and waiting. And our tactician goes, tack. So we slammed the thing over and everything goes SIF. It was a bad moment.
Wow.
Damn you, damn you. Damn you, man. Why did we tack? We're across that guy. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
Is it normal to lean that much? Is that safe? It looks dangerous.
Yes. Yeah, they tip.
I'd be like, ah. But,
no, they do that all the time.
yeah.
Yep, they tip.
Can you parasail from something like that?
No.
They don't go fast enough.
They don't go fast enough.
No, you have to have a motorboat with a like a speedy boat to do parasailing. I think you have to get up over like 45 or 50 miles per hour, whatever that would be in knots. I have no fucking idea. I think you have to get up over 45 to lift somebody off the ground. So you have to have a speedboat to do it, as far as I know. I mean, this through secondhand information that I got from my nephews who went parasailing or paragliding or whatever they call it.
You know, sailboat racing is done at not a very rapid clip. We're probably doing maybe 6.5, 7 knots there. Maybe 7.5.
What's that in miles per hour?
Roughly 8.5, 9.
Okay. Oh, why don't they just do miles per hour? It'd be easier for me.
Probably 8.5.
I know knots were around first. I understand.
Well, it's nautical miles per hour, and a nautical mile is a minute of latitude.
Wait a minute.
So
Say that again.
A nautical mile is a minute of latitude. So,
Okay.
on this chart, from there, well, I'm sorry. Well, basically from the bottom of the chart to there, that's a mile-ish.
Oh, okay.
It's easy to it's handier to work in knots if you're at sea working off of charts because it's based on latitude.
Oh, okay. I see. See, I don't know these things. I don't know anything about sailing. I have been on one sailboat in my life. My ex's mom's friends bought a fucking yacht. It was beautiful. It was a smaller one. It was beautiful. I want to say it was like 30. Anyways, had wine floating through chest.
You're frozen too, back. You're frozen like you're pooping. I'm so sorry. You're not.
Did I totally lock up for that?
Yeah, go look at that. Are you in the live chat? And shoot, it changed. It did. You had. I'll do it. So alone. You were like,
what? I was stuck like that.
Like you were like someone was saying push.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that was
oh fuck.
All of that whole adventure was like, well, I think let's see, St. Martin was 1990. Oh fuck. St. Martin was 1998-ish. Which coincidentally was when I started on hormones.
I was gonna say, yeah, that should have been right around the time. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was.
We either need to address the chat or we need to shut things down. One or the other.
Yeah, you guys are going to a hell of an argument here. Well, not arguing. You're not being mean.
People are being timed out. Right now, nothing's been said that anybody needed to be timed out for. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, everybody's been polite. Nobody needs to be timed out. Everybody's allowed to have differences of opinions and what they want to do in life, whether we like them or not.
But let's just change the subject. This is, I mean, that's not what Stephanie's wanting to talk about here today. Maybe there's a time and place for that conversation to
this
continue.
is my trip down memory lane, and the memories that are being reflected in the chat are too close.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to address them, and
she's going like
and facilitate a
20,
conversation
30, 40
if you'd
years
like
back.
to have one.
Yeah.
If you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. But otherwise, I'm not sure that we're gonna.
No, we're not talking about. But what we're saying.
I hope you didn't think I said that, Jay. It's not at all.
No, I don't think it's none of it's directed to any of us, and I think it's probably fruitful
this is
to have the discussion. To be honest.
Anyways, this is why I didn't want to get into the. See what I mean, Steph?
Right. Well,
I knew this was a risk, and I'm.
Well, nothing was said to bring this. I don't know. I wish we could go live and talk about stuff without this being the topic that. Can we have
always comes up for the last several weeks? Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Everybody just needs to talk about it off streams and get it worked out and sort it out between you. And if you can't sort it out, part fucking ways. If someone's toxic in my life and I don't fucking like how they make me feel, I get rid of their asses. That's what I do. I fucking block them and move on with my fucking life. Because the bottom line is if somebody's set in their ways, the chance of one of us changing it once they get over like 40, 50 years old is slim to fucking none. You can just hope you can help them see the right way.
So William would like to join the fray, and so would Jay.
Okay.
So are we going to do this? Can everybody be?
Is this a conversation you want to have right now? I'm fine with it. I definitely don't want to be characterized.
I don't mind having it. I'd like to see it resolved. At least
I would love to see it resolved because a lot of people involved in this are great people and they're all upset and I fucking hate it. I hate them.
I definitely don't want to feel like I'm a white person saying I don't know what's going on. So if a black voice wants to come on and speak for themselves, I definitely, because I do find that agreeable what Jay said. I don't want a white knight, if you will, for the black community or tell the black community that nothing's happening when they feel like it is. So let's open
fuck that.
We're gonna do this now. I'm gonna add William and I'm gonna add Jay.
Hello, gentlemen.
And I am going to get rid of the beautiful anthem.
So real quick before we go into this, Onjur wanted to know, do you have to hang your butt over the side to poop?
What?
Oh, you have your butt over the side of the boat.
Taking a piss and stuff?
I know you have.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question.
Because you told me you've done that.
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a lot easier for guys to. At least pissing is easier. But the drill is on a long voyage, you don't want to be using the head. The reason for that is because it gets stinky. So what you do is you go on this boat anyway. There are lifelines back here, and there's a little swim platform in the back, that you can sort of stand on. What you do is you have a harness on, and you climb down. You clip in. And you climb down, you drop trow, and you do your business in the ocean. And there's right over in this corner of the boat, there's a man overboard pole that's attached to this thing here, right? So if somebody falls overboard, you deploy this thing, and there's a pole that lights up and shows you where somebody is. But on the man overboard pole, we used to keep some toilet paper for that very purpose, and that would be fine. So yeah. And as to as to during when you're not offshore during a race like this, you basically the technique is basically you drop trow and hang your butt over the side and
Hell yeah.
do your thing and go.
that
Unless you're a
something that you have
guy
to
and
do?
have a little hose that you just stand up and piss.
During
hell of
the
a lot
race,
easier,
Stephanie,
really.
is that something during the race? Is that something that's done with like a sense of urgency?
You generally
Like
want to try
those
to
oblations?
generally you want to try to wait until a calmer moment before you actually piss, but like in between races or something. But no, you just when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's the way it goes. You know, it's like
I mean, it's a
Sure, you
race
said-
though. Like so.
Go ahead.
yeah. Just don't provide any drag. Don't throw your ass in the water because then you'll get yelled at.
Perfect.
Don't
Thank you.
provide any drag. I love Stephanie.
I'm just being honest. That's the way it works.
You're slowing down the boat. Don't wash your ass in the ocean.
But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
Well,
hanging off would cause this drag.
The nice feature about going off the transom is, you know, and being clipped in and whatnot is you get a real nice douche. Everything gets cleaned off real good.
I bet. Saltwater douche. I've heard that's good for your skin.
Yeah, why not? Well, you know,
Oh,
you can. I did
hey,
have. I had a hell of a case. I have to tell you of diaper rash. I spent most of a fair bit of that delivery with uncomfortable. But hey, there you go.
Would you have some cream
Hey.
at least or some ointment?
No relief. There was no relief. And my friend Scott is. Two things about Scotty is he used to sleepwalk a lot. And so when he was off watch, you'd have to keep an eye on him because he would wake up and not know that he was actually still sleeping. He wasn't awake. He was sleepwalking. It's like,
Yeah.
no, get back in your bunk. You know, you're not at home right now. We can't have you walking off the boat. It's no good. Don't do that.
Right.
But he also got
Stephanie-
as soon as we left Balboa, he immediately got seasick, and he stayed seasick for like 3 full days. The only time he wasn't puking was when he was driving the boat.
Oh,
I'm afraid
shit.
I'd get seasick if I was.
Pretty fucking grim, to be honest.
Hey, Steph, can you take down that the StreamYard comment up there so we don't cover up Jay's face, please?
Yeah, I don't know
Whoever's
how to
down
do
there, I
that.
think it's
Somebody,
Jay.
how do you do that?
Just
Just click on the comment.
Click on it again.
Oh, look at
You
that!
click on it
Icon
again or
comment?
click
No.
hide or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got it. All right.
See, I thought
I'm
that
going to get rid
down
of
there, but I couldn't
I'm
tell.
going to get
because-
rid of the pretty boat. I'm going to get rid of the pretty boat so that everybody can be free to gesticulate at will. Not at William, but
I always felt bad for the guy named Will at the old movies. Fire at Will. What did Will ever do? Anyways, hey Jay.
well, just be
Good to be
glad
able to
you're
see you
not
now.
named Dick. You know?
Hey, Beck. nice to be on the panel with you.
Yay, we can see your face. Stephanie was trying to
down
hide
here.
you behind her boat. I'll come on
William,
camera.
thank you for changing the avatar. I very much appreciate it. We don't need to aggravate the situation anymore, but
Mhm.
thank you for doing that as a courtesy. Appreciate that.
Sure.
But is that just here or is that in the live chat?
That's
I
just
have
on
no idea.
StreamYard.
Yeah, that's
just
the
a
issue.
trivia.
So the reason we're here is because I asked him to change his YouTube avatar so that I don't have to deal with it because I don't feel comfortable. Like I wanted to leave the stream. I don't want to be around people who are just going to keep up this dog whistling. And I can't believe all this shit that's been dumped on me over the last few weeks about all this. And I hate to say, but I was right. I was right all along. I was right from the very beginning. Now, some of y'all didn't know, but you looked it up Kudos to you. Thank you so much for looking it up. Now you know that that's one of the most problematic racial images possible. Now, he may have played originally like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, this is just a fun, cute thing to celebrate, whatever. But once you're made aware of the problem, to just keep doing it anyway, and you see how many other people started doing it. So it wasn't just you. Once you started doing it, it's been three to five other people been running around with these things. And then you got people running around with the cone club cult or whatever it is, literally using the KKK with the raccoon avatars. Like, why to go through all of that, and all of that gets dumped on me, and it turns out, oh yeah, I was bringing up a very valid point. Why not just change it so we can all just move on from this?
Okay, well, I came on to apologize to Stephanie for being mean to Stephanie. So, Stephanie, I apologize for the harsh way I treated you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that.
Can
I-
you address Jay's question maybe though?
I-
I mean,
There's not much to address with Jay.
Well, I think I've explained this, and elsewhere that okay, you can say that you don't see the symbolism of the raccoon and how it relates to a whole bunch of other stuff. But it does, it does. It's a fact that it does. And I think I explained from my point of view, you can do that, but you shouldn't be surprised that people would take offense, in which case, you're basically taking the point of view that you don't care, which I don't know I don't think that's helpful at all. That's the way I see the thing.
Can I say what I'm hearing here from Jay and make sure I'm understanding, and then Will's response to that? What I'm hearing is Jay saying, I want to be part of this community and be able to interact with you guys and come into your chat and talk and stuff, and not feel like there's racially charged imagery being projected towards my demographic in the in that community, or being I guess allowed within that community or tolerated within that community. And then Will saying, this is my freedom of speech to be able to have whatever avatar I want. I never wanted this to be racial or whatever. And he's trying to go that direction. Am I understanding both positions correctly? And who?
I mean, from my perspective, more or less, but like the problem I have with it is he admitted. Now, he got up here and played silly like he didn't know, but then when they was on their channels, on those other broadcasts, he admitted that he's known the whole time. And matter of fact, he tried to give us the lesson. He's been leaving. He left, for instance, a positive comment talking about how brilliant, I forget who it was, maybe it was Sparkle or somebody like that was, for making a video showing Maya, using the word coon about a black person or whatever, right? The totally gaslighting and missing the point that there's a difference, just like with the N-word, there's a difference between how it is used towards black people as a racial slur from people who are not black versus how it is used within our culture. So it's again one of them situations where the people show up and they're playing, well, I didn't know. No, there's no, what are you talking about? This has racial connotations? No, I didn't know anything about that. And then they're turning around going, when they're not on our channels, when they're on their own channels, which I don't know why you guys keep broadcasting this shit, but they go into their own spaces and they go, oh no, we knew the whole time. We got him. Yeah. Oh, and not only that, we're aware of the second definition too. So he's known, and he basically said the last time he was on a panel because we were getting mad at each other. He was like, yeah, I know it's insensitive. I'm just being insensitive. I'm just doing it anyway. So, and then I'm like, well, at what point do I get as a mod to just time this person out or block them, and we'll deal with it later? Like I just don't understand. If he's gonna be insensitive to me, why do I got to be sensitive to him?
You sound like me. Pretty much said that same thing yesterday.
and to me at this point, and I got to be honest with you, all of this is what racism looks like. It's very easy for people to just rather than deal with the issue for what the issue is, they blame the person, right? Oh, it's not that I have a problem with black people. I just have a problem with Jay. Oh, it's not that I'm being racially insensitive. I just can't stand Jay. Like it doesn't matter. Like the issue is the issue, and the appropriate response to it is the appropriate. Because when you say, "Oh, it's just your avatar," why are you fighting for your right to be offensive? Why don't you fight for your right to say something that matters? To say like, oh, I have the freedom of speech. Yeah, of course you're free to use racial imagery as much as you want. But once you understand the effect that it potentially has, why would you keep doing it anyway? And to be honest with you, William Freeman, it's very problematic because it's nice that you show up and you're like, oh, I want to apologize to Stephanie for being cruel to Stephanie. But you got to accept the real responsibility that's with that. We were having a conversation about trans issues, and you showed up defending someone who was being anti-trans. And you were being antagonistic to the trans people in this community by your own admission. Now, I'm glad that you're here to apologize for that, but that lays the groundwork that you were being insensitive towards people in this community. So to now say, oh, I'm here to say, I'm sorry I was insensitive towards trans people, but I'm going to continue to be insensitive about the race thing because I don't really like Jay. Bro, that's a problem, because a person in your situation who really wants to make amends should be saying to Stephanie, yeah, Steph, I was insensitive to you about the trans issue, and I realized when the whole raccoon thing happened, on top of me being insensitive about the trans issue, that made it look really bad because now I caused literally weeks of nonstop drama in this community. Right, and so you would want to say,
as a brief interruption,
sure.
I'm away making tea,
and I think we lost William.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'll put him back in. He's still in the back.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
So
about that,
so to me, a person who genuinely wants to make amends,
I'm making a cup of tea.
No, I appreciate it. I understand. Would as a bare minimum say, hey, I'm not going to try to be offensive to this community. We may have gotten off on the wrong foot, but I'm here to apologize to Stephanie. I'm gonna come up with a different avatar. And let's all try to get on the same page and see if we can move forward as a community. But it's incredibly insensitive to apologize in my face for being insensitive about a trans issue, but disregard the fact that you're going to continue to be insensitive about a racial issue. And that's a point to the wider community as well. Understand that the issue that was called out with the avatar is about racism. Yes, the original conversation was dealing with trans issues, but you cannot say that we've apologized to Stephanie and now we support Bree and think that makes all of this okay. We are not going to wrap a nice little trans bow around an issue about racism. And so to say, oh, I'm cool with Bree, I'm cool with Stephanie, I just don't like Maya and Jay is not going to cut it.
Okay, well, that's a piece. I'll just say again what I said. I think that it is an issue, and it's not going to go away. And I don't really see the I don't see the utility of coming into a place where that um, your use of certain symbolisms is going to upset people. Why bother? Unless you're getting your kicks out of upsetting people, in which case, that's problematic. No matter where you go, it's a question of being, it's a question of being able to carry on a civilized discussion, and you can't do that when you're using symbolism that immediately cuts that off. See what I mean? I mean, that's my point, William. It's just you can set up on your haunches and go, well, God damn it, I don't see it that way, so fuck you anyway. But that's not, it doesn't have to be a surrender thing here. It can be no shirt, no shoes, no service kind of thing here. I mean, it's like, what do? You like read the fucking room. It would be my point.
So, I mean, I think I don't want to speak for Stephanie. I'd like to think that we both want to be able to reach as many people as we can with our messages that we're putting in on our channel. That's our goal, having these channels. I want everybody to feel welcome and not antagonized in my spaces, at least, So, I mean, just if people are voicing that they're feeling antagonized, at least I think it's worthy of a conversation. And when I think what Jay's saying here is that as far as saying, "Oh, I didn't know the difference," or didn't know about the implications, that he is seeing that you have advised that you had to know those implications before the conversation even took place. So I'm confused about that, hoping that Will clarify on that, but he's just dipped again. Oh, Bill, there he is.
No,
are you having connection issues?
Some reason,
please forgive me.
Well, Stephanie's accidentally
I'm at
kicked
work.
out somehow.
The floor is
So
yours.
did you?
What?
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to know what's up with that. Did you know? Because Jace is saying he's.
Did I know what? I'm sorry.
Say about
I'm at work,
the
so-
racial. Yeah, no, you're fine. The racial.
Oh yeah.
implications of the
I know that it
before
can be
you.
used that way. Yeah, I admit it. I do know that it can be used that way.
Okay, so when we first had our little powwow about this topic, right? When we first all got together and Jay was there, I think it was on Grr's stream when it was brought up, and you were like isolated alone with Grr. I thought I got the impression that your position was that you hadn't been aware that it was being perceived that way because you weren't aware of the implications. Is that not the case then? Because that might have been my mistake, and I'm saying that right now. But it sounds like I wasn't the only one that got that impression from what you were saying on Grr's, that you hadn't been aware that it was being perceived that way because of the racial issue.
Well, he's at work.
Jay, if you were
so-
saying something,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm giving him a time. I mean, I don't want to, but if he's got to respond
sometimes he has to
anyway,
mute.
is that Jay? Is that a direct?
Low signal.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, even in the follow up, right? Like that was part of the thing that was in the conversation with James. Was he got on there on James Apperson's stream and was all about, oh well, it's not necessarily a racist image and like, and then I think when when you got upset with me on who I don't even remember whose channel that was, Knox or something like that, is when he was like, oh no, I knew, and I don't care, I was just being insensitive. So I don't know. I feel like that was definitely the impression a lot of people were under, and it was very frustrating to me to feel like the fact that he knew all along came out kind of outside of our spaces, where when he was on Gurr's channel, when he was on James's channel and all this, it was spinning a different story. Now I don't know how explicit it was. I guess we'd have to go back and check, but that was certainly the impression it left on everybody, right? Because that was the bigger frustration, right? I know the raccoon image can be racist. Anybody who now looked it up, they know too. So I already knew that. The concern was, how are people in the audience so unaware of this issue that they're sitting up here acting like, well, maybe he didn't really know, right? That was the issue for me. And I think was, we were frustrated, like, whoa, we thought our audience was like on Ally Plus tip, and y'all are really well, is this really racially problematic? I'm not really sure. I didn't know this. I've never heard of this.
I'll be honest with you, Jay. I grew up in an area of West Virginia. My mom transplanted us there after I was born, and I grew up in an area where it was a bunch of white rednecks, and there was KKK there, and that word was used frequently. I knew by the time I was 5 years old what that, because I grew up in that area. Now, I do know some people that had never heard that term before this came up. Like, that's just the area they grew up in. That term wasn't used, you know.
My little town was a
but I know I
town,
actually told some people in the chat, no, that is a racial slur, because they were like, no, it isn't. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I just want to say quickly, because I'm glad William's back, but I just want to say quickly that happens. And there's even a funny story. Like, I had a girlfriend who had an all-black cat, and she named the cat Spook, and I didn't know. And so she told me, like, when we started dating, that the cat's name used to be Spook. And she was like, oh, but yeah, my friends told me I had to change its name because that was really racist or whatever. And I actually said to her, because she was white, and I said this as her black boyfriend, I was like, that's not racist. Like, that's not a thing. Nobody thinks the name Spook is racist. I was like, that's, your friends are fucking with you or something. Like, it's bullshit. And so she was like, no, trust me. So I literally called my mom. And I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, my girlfriend's trying to tell me that the word spook is like a racial slur. Would you please tell this poor child that black people don't care about the word spook? And she was like, I clearly failed in raising you, because it's definitely a racial, slur.
That's good.
Totally a racist term. It totally was.
That's good, though. That means that it disappeared from vocabulary in that connection.
You know what? Good point.
Right.
Well, and
so
maybe
it does happen. It does happen. Yeah.
But much like you know, Grr. It's like, I didn't know. It's like, okay,
well,
I believe you. I mean, I know because I you know, my history was fairly interracial in terms of people I interacted with when I was younger, and I really kind of knew all that stuff. I'm really sorry that William is having trouble being connected here.
Yeah.
It's really too bad. But next time, if he shows up next time, I'm gonna let him in, and I'm gonna hope that he has an opportunity to talk. But I'm gonna say right now that one of the issues that I find interesting about this, and again, I want to try to keep, you know, yes, it is personal, and it has to be personal, and that's the way it is. But you know, it's the use of symbolism. And people ought to realize that if it's pointed out that hey, you know, this is a thing,
right,
you should consider it and consider how that works if you want to have a discussion with people. The other thing that this reminds me of poignantly is my discussion with Pine Creek, wherein I give a little bit of my history, and Doug says, oh, well, congratulations, you're tough, right? You're tough, so you can take it. I mean, you went through all of that, and but you're tough. It's like no one like you don't take offense because it just sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. I was like, well, no, I mean, I do. And I may be tough, but that doesn't give you an excuse to give offense. So you can go off privately and have your conversation with King Xerxes and talk about how trans women are ugly on your stream, and you don't think that hurts people? I mean, what the fuck's wrong with you? I mean, honestly, that's just bogus. What you're asking me for is permission,
Right.
to let you say that kind of shit, and I don't give it. I don't give you that permission, whether it's towards me or it's towards anyone else. It's like
he ran with it anyway.
You want to be excused for demonstrably bad takes on what is hurting trans people today, tomorrow, and in the past. You want to be excused for that. You want to be able to go off in some place where nobody's watching and make joke. And that's bogus. It's a bogus way to behave. And I don't think it's I don't think it deserves think it deserves credibility.
Right. And
whether you're Doug or whether you're anything. And Doug was in the chat on Takis yesterday, and he was everybody's agitating. Oh, let Doug on, let Pine Creek on. It'd be really great to see Pine Creek on Takis and have a conversation.
Wow.
It's like Jimmy's going, hey, he can call in at the beginning of the show just like everybody else, and have his opportunity to have a conversation. I was like,
well, was he asking for a platform from the chat instead of following the normal protocol?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. And we basically told him, no, this isn't how it works. And oh, by the way, Doug, we should continue that conversation sometime, you and I.
Yeah, you're his one trans friend, right?
And William's back, so let's let William have a chance to talk.
All right, I'm hoping that I'll have signal long enough to be able to speak. But
I hope so.
All I came to do was apologize to Stephanie, because that is a legitimate apology. It's something I feel bad about. I'm not here to apologize to you, Jay, because I haven't done anything to you. And I know you feel that way, but if I apologize to you right now, I'd be lying, because I wouldn't feel it. And I'm not going to lie to you about it.
Well,
I think that's fair.
Sure,
I think that's fair. If you're not in a space to do that, but I would urge you to reflect on everything I said, everything that Jay said. It's like reading the room, man. And it's again, you can get up on your haunches and say, I'm innocent in all this regard, and you may be right, you may be wrong. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, because I think that knowing that it does give offense, you're deliberately doing that. And it doesn't matter how tough Jay is, how many times he's seen that slur displayed. It is a thing that you're doing. And you can continue to do that, but it's not going to make people think kindly. It's going to be basically a thought-stopping method of interaction, which is pointless in an open conversation like this. And we've lost him again. Oh well.
Yeah, I just and to be honest with you, I don't know why this community is so eager to embrace this element. The last couple of weeks have been very difficult, and there's just a lot of channels, a lot of people I thought I was friends with, and a lot of channels I thought I was like, really comfortable hanging out in, and I don't watch anymore, and I don't think those people are my friends. And it's because I've seen them bend over backwards to make these people feel welcome and have no concern about how unwelcome it makes, you know, other people feel. And it's they're so excited to have a few new faces. And it's like this thing people keep saying that we're confusing Will Freeman and Will Kincaid. Let's be very clear. We know the difference between these people. But they're also associated with each other because of their association with one another, and they're always in chats together, and they're friends, and they're supporting each other, and they show up to defend each other. And what it shows is because they all identify as a little crew, and they all hang out together, and they all have their little raccoon avatars. So don't play us like we're stupid. We know who's on the same team because they're wearing the same goddamn jerseys, and that jersey is, by the way, a raccoon avatar more times than not these days.
I don't know if darkness can enlighten us. It sounds like an oxymoron to me, but you know, let's
give it a go.
We can call the argument on account of darkness, but darkness, what have you got to shine on this room?
Hey guys, I just wanted to come in and comment on the beautiful bald man.
Oh, thank you.
When did that happen?
Just a couple days ago. I got to move, so I just kind of needed to clean things up for a little bit.
All right. Well, it looks good.
Thank you, sir.
Stephanie, the biggest thing listening to you guys on the way home was I think you have to keep in mind is the couple things to like spook and some of the other like things that may have not been or may not be used regularly. I think it really depends on where you live. So here in the South and whatnot, growing up, I heard, all of them. And it's not just like towards the Black community, but every community in general, right? Like every racial slur. And some of them are really surprising as far as like outside of the Black community. That you just never pick up on, that people can just say on a regular basis, or you just never think like, what is that? It's where you live predominantly, because a lot of people just aren't exposed to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No idea what, like, I mean, you as a Black man, where you grew up, we're like, spook, what are you talking about? And down here, that immediately is like, oh, if some white dude says that, it immediately Spidey senses go off, spade.
Oh, I see.
Any of those things, right? Like that puts my senses. I'm like, and then you kind of wait a minute. But anyway, outside of that, man, I listen, and I hate to change. I'm not trying to change the subject at all or bring fucking Doug into it, but he did the stream today about the whatever. And it's so trollish at this point. Like his streams it's almost to the point of not even serious anymore. Right. Like somebody that was so serious and so like with the epistemology of Christians and conversations and street epistemology and all that stuff like this, it's almost gone to this like opposite radical trollish conservative, not serious. And I think that's something that you can't discount completely with these guys, because they enjoy it, right? Like the more riled up you get, the more they enjoy it. Like Doug literally did 13 minutes of like the trans ugly thing again. And it's like, man, you just want people to get enraged, and that's it. That's some of these people like the Freemans and the Kincaids of the world. They just get off on the stupid dick jokes. They get off on people getting riled up. And man, when our community gets riled up, hell yeah, they come in with all of the raccoons. They name a complete coon community after it.
Right.
What can we do to get them? Because that's what gets them off, right? That's what literally like gets these. Anyway.
And what's funny is go ahead, Steph.
It just seems tiresome to me. I mean, it just it's boring. It's boring. I mean, what's the effing point? It's as Andrew just put it, it's rage farming. And William, I know you're not. I know you're not Will Kincaid. I think we established that.
We know you're not Will Kincaid, bro. Yeah. But again, you got to think about the company you keep. And again, if William Freeman were to be genuine about this, right, a genuine actor in this situation would say, I'm not Will Kincaid. And since I'm not Will Kincaid,
He's doing
I'm going to
that,
take
so
responsibility.
let
Hang on a second. I'm going to take
he's-
responsibility for the fact that I started this. I lit this fire, and a whole bunch of other people, including Richard Madsen, popped up with these raccoon avatars. So that was the issue. And if you really didn't mean to start the fire, you would try to put it out. And you would say, look, let's just I'm gonna just leave that alone, because that turned into something that you wouldn't want to be associated with. And Maya said this before, that I've been dealing with this because of William Freeman's lies, and people have been making hate streams about us literally every day. Jay was getting slammed for a lie William told, multiple hate streams daily, and then he says this shit, right? And so it's like so much vitriol came out towards me simply for being the person who said, hey, can we ask William Freeman what's up with this raccoon avatar that he keeps juxtaposing with the black man, right? Because the issue was he would have the raccoon avatar, which really, since he was hate farming, right, nobody was saying anything about, right? But then he switches them, right? That's his game. And if you're not paying attention, if he's not evoking any response from,
Jay?
go ahead.
Okay, we get it. You know,
I know. Sorry.
We're getting repetitively redundant at this point in time. It's like the
Department
Department of Redundancy Department is setting in. But Titan Uranus, is there a double entendre in that name? I don't know. Titan Uranus asks you specifically, Jay, can you agree that using the abbreviated word for the animal, specifically in reference to a person of color, is racist, but simply having an animal face or an animal face avatar may not be?
I honestly think it's a stupid question, because I think it says people are just not getting the issue, because it isn't about having an animal avatar. And the issue, and again, like, apparently I'm not being too redundant, because like I was just saying, when he had the animal raccoon avatar, that wasn't an issue. It didn't become an issue until he literally started changing avatars and changing from the raccoon to an image of a black man.
Well, there was also some like right-wing conservative rhetoric like before all of this.
Exactly.
And so
since context matters, 100%, Sean.
It does. And I'm not saying like William Freeman's a racist. I've already called him a racist or a bigot or whatever that was because of the language he was using. Right. So I think we all know where I stand on that. But there was I saw it today, in fact, a girl posted on one of our communities about something completely irrelevant. She's she's a wonderful younger runner, and she posted a raccoon avatar, and it made like this girl so far away from all of this, but it like made me think on like this particular, like think back to a couple weeks ago when everything was enraged, and a lot of people have I'm not saying they don't, right? A lot of people have no fucking idea about this, and they're out there posting pictures of animals. But when someone, you're right, like start saying things that pique the senses of like, oh, conservative, and then you've got like when certain members of the community pick up on it, and then they run with it, even if it's trolling, it's still like inciting a lot of people to be hateful, even if that troll is just simply trying to get his rocks off on a bunch of people getting riled up. But Jay, I think you've mentioned this before there, and Stephanie, like in our conversations, we've talked about like what it does for a lot of people, right? Like when Doug says a lot of this shit, it's trollish and it's just right. Probably not a position he holds, but a lot of people watching that stream are like, yeah, fuck.
Oh, I think it's a position that he holds.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is a position that Doug holds. Having had a conversation with him about this,
sure. Like, and if I agree to that, whatever. But meaning in the sense, like, let's say someone is not a racist, but they're trolling using racist rhetoric. So it's doing a lot of things. But one of the things that I think is really problematic is a lot of people watching that may not recognize it as trollish behavior latch onto it, and it gives them justification to keep hating.
Well, that was the point of what I was just saying. Is that you've got what you're doing here is you're asking for permission. You know, you're basically asking for permission to display potentially injurious and hurtful stuff. To what end? It's if the end is trolling, that's fine, but the trolling has follow-on consequences for people who may not be doing it for fun. They may be doing it for really seriously malicious reasons, and that's only aggravating a situation that's already fraught. In the case of trans people, it's very, very fraught because there are laws being passed that are stripping away our right to live. The same kind of rhetoric that when Anna Kasparian uses turfish rhetoric around the issue of don't call me a birthing person or something like that. It's repeating that point that gets turned into laws, that gets turned into discrimination, that gets turned into the further marginalization of an already marginalized group, as in Ray trans people. And the same thing has the same kind of knock-on consequences towards Black people, towards any minority, towards Native Americans, towards you can like why did Maine change the names of a whole bunch of landmarks? Because because they were named after a misogynist term in Algonquin. Because it was a misogynist term in Algonquin. And although people may be used to the idea, it's still a bad idea, so therefore we don't have an S-word mountain anymore.
Yeah, it sucked. And honestly, the part of what I was trying to say earlier, the part of what's been tough is that the past couple of weeks for me have been feeling like I hate to say this, but I feel like this group of people we've been dealing with is playing the game at such a low level. But what's frustrating is that it's working in our community. Like it's like I feel like they've done so much to ingratiate themselves in our spaces now, and in many ways that felt like the point. And I felt in many ways like I'm being freezed out of my own community, because it's like everybody's just, since this whole thing happened, the narrative's really been Jay started a bunch of drama over an innocent raccoon avatar. Oh, look, we just made some new friends. And that's what everybody's seemed to be excited about. And that's been tough. It's been hard to watch.
I do feel like I made new friends with you guys, though.
Absolutely, Bree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bree's amazing.
So William saying that I wish we were still talking about sailing. So there it is. That's sailing. That's St. Martin right there in the background. That's the island, and so the water's off St. Martin. And this is part of the Heineken Regatta, 1998. Anyway, I wish we could keep again, as I said, they're going to have to be personal issues, because it's somebody is going to be offended and take shit personally, and that sometimes seems like that's the point, right? It's like what Pine Creek Doug. Well, it rolls off your back, so it shouldn't matter to you because I don't give offense, you take offense. That kind of argumentation leaves me cold. Just leaves me cold. Because no, you are giving offense. And
so what
and you just want permission to continue doing so. And I don't grant you that permission.
That's 100%. It's 100%, Stephanie. I think that's such a great way to put it, because that's exactly what it's felt like. But it's felt like they've gotten the permission everywhere else. Right? Like, and it's felt like most of the other content creators have gone the extra mile to give them that permission. And I think that it's really changed the expectations around here. I don't know what to do going forward because I don't want these type of people around. To be honest with you, I don't think they help the growth of our community, right? I think people who are really looking for something, who want to see what we've got to bring to the table, that be that entertainment or more serious stuff, I don't think they see a lot of benefit in us engaging with these type of people.
Well, as I think Titan has a good point in the chat, saying it's working because nobody disengages. Creators have one tool in their toolbox, make a video about it. That never works. It just amplifies. And he's right. You know, which is why after all this, so I did engage as much as I could to just bring the temperature down. But we're not going to get the best we can do. And the reason I said, okay, let's do this today. The best we can do is to continue the conversation, but continue it at a level where the point gets made. And really after this, there's no much more engagement that's going to be helpful. I think that the people need to take in what's been said, take it for what it's worth, and look at it. Try at least to look at it from a 20,000-foot perspective. And that what's really going on here is the use of tools to essentially limit debate and limit having good conversations about things like racism, about things like misogyny, trans misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, and stuff like this, that are far more important, really. I mean, the racist activities of people in government, people like the transphobic activities of people in government legislators, et cetera, and so forth. These are issues that are far more important. They have real life consequences.
Yes.
And to the extent that we contribute to that, is the extent where we're just simply poisoning the well entirely. So we can't address the real issues that are affecting people's lives on the daily.
Yeah, there was a bit of an exercise here that I think I should speak to, which is so much attention is paid to, oh, these people rage out, they're so emotional, Part of what is really frustrating in all this is you have the whole situation happen. There's all this drama, there's all this discussion. And at the end of the day, when Will and I were on Knox channel, you know, I made simple requests. Hey, how do I deal with this? I said, oh, you could just change your avatar. Whole diatribe, spiel, speech thing. Today, it was just this. It was like a very polite, hey man, you know, it'd be a really great sign of respect and, you know, courtesy if you could just change your avatar. What do I mean? I want people to see that this is what it's like to deal with these issues. That when you are polite, when you are nice, when you are courteous, and when the thing you're asking for is like nothing. It's a thing a person does all the time. How often does this guy change his avatar? This is just constantly. How easy it would be to just, yeah, it's just one little, how easy that is. But we cannot
just remove it
even
from the
make
rotation.
we cannot even make a reasonable request for something with literally almost no cost. And it's just, and so then my question becomes, when is it reasonable for me to just block a person? Like, I'm a mod, why don't I just get to block people? Because at what point did somebody just a bad faith actor? It's just weird.
Well, for my part, at least for this stream, I gave you a wrench, Jay. I gave
Try
my
not to
wrench.
abuse it.
And for my part, I want to have this conversation, and if in future that it becomes pointless, then it becomes pointless in future. But we haven't had this conversation freely. We've actually tried to avoid it and take it to that 20,000 foot level, and not get into personalities. Well, so and so did this, and so did that, and the other person did the other thing, and this, and blah 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 blah. Because I think that that's pointless. I just think it's I think that sort of discourse is just inflaming things, and I don't want to see things inflamed anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's always possible to block somebody, and it's always possible to just ignore them, which is unfortunate. But there come times when you kind of got to do that. It's like with me and Doug. I might be ready to have a further conversation with him, but I think that his whole MO is to use me as a punching bag, or I
have to admit that me personally,
or as an example of, oh well, Stephanie Helen, I talked to her and she agrees with me, that which he's been doing for the past,
right,
which I think is hysterically funny, but.
Yeah. I just tip on out. Like, I'm like, oh, if my friends want to hang out with the bigots today and the people who want to be problematic, cool. I'll catch you later, type of thing.
So that's where I'm at. I don't know if this conversation goes any further, but
I'm fine having the conversation. I don't, I feel like I understand William. I think William clearly just doesn't care. And the thing that's, I think you've been clear that he knew all along. So I don't know what the whole song and dance was about, but.
Well, again, you're going over that. William, you've got the floor.
I didn't know there was a question.
Well, just when you've been listening, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk. It's like we've been rattling on and all that stuff.
What say you, sir?
Oh, is my signal any better?
You sound clear.
It is now. I had a hard time getting you back in the room. I'll tell you that. But you're here. Oh yeah,
now. It kept leaving one up there. Like I was having multiple avatars there for a minute, or multiple. Yeah. I don't know what. No, I don't know that there's anything for me to address unless you ask me directly.
Do you understand the point? That the 20,000 foot point? Do you get that?
Yeah,
that would be my question to you.
Sure, I get it that some people are offended.
Okay.
So why not change it?
I don't find that to be a convincing reason for me to make that change.
You don't.
What would be a convincing reason?
What would be a convincing reason for you to make it?
No, it's the same as I told Oz. If you can demonstrate where my avatar has damaged someone, I will immediately change my avatar. But damaged is a very specific.
I did that. We did that already. That's
no. You said it hurt your feelings.
Well, that's the point. That's damage.
That's.
You don't believe in psychological distress?
It's not damage.
Okay.
You don't accept it.
And again, I'm not supposed to.
I would urge you to consider that it might be in ways that you aren't imagining right now.
But again, you're here to apologize for hurting Stephanie's feelings. So it's just interesting to me that you recognize the effect that being insensitive might have on a trans woman, but you can't seem to do that with a black man.
No, I wasn't insensitive to Stephanie. I was outright cruel.
Regardless, you recognize that your behavior has an impact on Stephanie's feelings, and that's sufficient enough to warrant an apology from you.
Yeah, no, it's not enough of that. No, that's not why. It's because Stephanie has shown that she's trying to bridge people and not divide people. She's made efforts to reconcile with a lot of people, and I thought that was honorable. And I felt humbled by what I was talking. Jay, is it okay if I talk?
William, go ahead, bro. We're having a conversation, bro. We can share the mic.
Right, but I'm talking about.
So go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. You talk for.
William, continue to talk, bro. Nobody was trying to cut you off, man.
William.
Maybe
All I
a
was
bit
gonna
of a
say is if
delay.
you, but again,
You have the
I
talking
can't.
stick,
All he
Jay.
was, what he
Shut
was
up.
trying to. Well, he doesn't want it, right? He's pulling the stunt here. Because because I spoke up, or I guess I was trying to speak again. But he's gonna play games because he wants to make this personal. Like, William, you're given a chance to defend yourself. Go ahead. But because we wanted to say is, well, Stephanie's a peacemaker and Stephanie's wonderful and treats these people great. And all I was gonna say is, William, you may not know me that well, but if you watch my channel, I'm sure you'll realize I'm a dude who's trying to build community and bring people together. It's what the whole gather thing's about. It's so cool. I'm good people's too. Why not? Why don't my feelings get to matter?
Because you haven't earned my respect. She has.
I don't. Okay. Well,
You
what was
know,
that?
what I. Okay.
And it-
What did
think
Stephanie
I think
do?
that's really kind of difficult because you're putting someone in a position who makes a legitimate, has a legitimate grievance that these signs and symbols have been used historically in a very negative way towards Black people. That's a legitimate grievance, and the answer is, I don't respect you, so I'm going to keep doing it. I
Well,
don't see how that works.
I think respect. So I've always been a person who said respect. Because people say, "Oh, respect is something you earn." I think respect should be the starting line, and disrespect should be something you earn, right? Like at a certain point. So, is
Please.
that too much of a baseline, the basic respect, and then we can say like,
Are we assuming that I started off with disrespect for Jay?
oh no, that was the next
No.
thing. So it was we wanted to unwrap that. Go for it.
Keep going, Bree, because I think I know
Oh.
where you're headed.
Yeah, I just want to know. So, at what point, when someone earns your disrespect, do we target immutable characteristics? I don't think that there's ever a point where that should be the at this point. I dislike this person to a point where I'm going to, and I know you came here to apologize to Stephanie about basically doing that. As the person was that you were having a conflict, or not a conflict. I don't know if you want to call it a conflict or not. Somebody you were having a conflict with, so you used her gender status as a kind of weaponized it against her when you called her Uncle Stephanie, right? And I know you've addressed that, but I'm saying, at what point is it okay, and what immutable characteristics are you willing to target, and are you going to continue to target immutable characteristics?
Damn.
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
I can't pick on my Wi-Fi sucks right now.
Is that where you thought I was going or not, Steph?
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought you were going. And William's back again. I'll try this again.
These dudes always have the timeliest connection issues.
It's just
So
somehow or
obvious.
another. It's just like right at the wrong time,
Did you hear what my question for you, William?
I'm sorry. Please repeat it.
Okay, just you have demonstrated in the past that you were willing to target somebody's immutable characteristics, such as transgenderism, when you were in a conflict with them, and then you're coming back because you're coming back right now to apologize to Stephanie because the way that you treated her was insensitive. So you're aware that when you were being insensitive and targeting someone's characteristics like their transness, if someone feels that you were targeting their Blackness at a certain point, why is that a different situation? I guess
Intent.
Okay, so you feel like Jay was saying you started off with this avatar as a racist thing, and it's been here this whole time, and you're saying no, I didn't have it as racist.
Right, it's still not racist.
Okay, no, I understand. That's the position you're taking on the avatar. That's not racist. What I'm trying to understand is what point Jay became antagonistic towards you, or came to a point where he had earned your disrespect, and was it involving the avatar?
When he decided to rabble rouse and make an issue out of a non-issue for his own benefit.
Okay. And what was the rabble rousing? Was that just asking about it on a public
No,
forum?
not
or-
asking, outright accusing me of being a bigot and a racist for having the avatar and not liking the order which I changed my avatars. Basically,
Lies.
making a lot of assumptions with never
That's not
without
what
ever
happened.
asking me.
Not what happened.
Okay, well,
Jay, hold on, Jay.
I'm just saying details matter. Is not what happened. But go
You're going to
ahead.
get the floor in just a second here. So, and in the situation, from what I recall, and Stephanie, you can correct me if I'm right. Were you the one who vocalized the avatar first, Stephanie? Because that's
yeah,
what I was
I
told.
did. I said, "What's up with
Okay.
that?" You know, and
Yeah.
and then Oz came in and was kind of going on quite calmly. What's up with that? More pressing, and you know, you could probably say. You could
So at what
probably
point
have
did
just
Jay
as much
come in? I said,
ire. I
why
mean,
is he-
I was doubting it, but what's really telling to me, and you know, don't take this the wrong way. What's telling to me is that it really exploded when Jay came in and said, as a black man, this
now ask
is
me
a,
why.
you know,
So yeah, I'm wondering why Jay is the one that was
Okay.
the rabble rouser when
Good,
Stephanie and
good.
Oz brought it up.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good because both Stephanie and Oz asked why. Jay assumed and made a demand that I change it, and is consistently making that demand. And I said before,
Not true at all. But go ahead.
so I can't talk. You just won't let me talk, will you?
If you want to keep lying, but I'm going to
Here's
let
what I
people know you're
said.
lying.
Here's what I
So,
said before, and I'm going to say again. Force in any measure begets resistance. You do not get to tell me what I have to do. You can ask me and you can try to convince me, but ordering me will never work.
Never were ordered. You were asked politely. And that's not where we started.
And I've declined your offer. Thank you.
It just escalated. I mean, I just think, you know, you're digging in your heels here, and really, again, I'll say it again.
No, you're right. I'm digging in my heels.
Yeah, which, you know, I would urge you to consider the wisdom of that. You know, it's like, again, read the room. Like it's
no. If people can make a big deal out of anything that they choose to, it's not my responsibility to correct them every time.
No. Yeah, I guess I'm sorry you don't take the point, and I don't know if we can productively move beyond until you do consider.
No, really, why couldn't we move beyond? Why can't we just let a raccoon avatar be a raccoon avatar and base my characterization on the merits of my arguments and not just
I hate to say this, but William, you already
bigotry.
admitted that you knew it was racially problematic far long before it happened. So you using it has nothing to do with me. So you can't sit up in here and say, oh, I'm being racially insensitive about it because I just don't care if it hurts Jay's feelings, because that isn't. You had already known for a long time that that image was racially problematic, aka damaging to people of color. Then you decided to juxtapose it in a public place on a broadcast at where you're a new figure with against the image of a black man, already knowing it. So again, like you just start from what's really going on here and stop making this about me.
Well, also stop making it about you. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not an accusation, at least not on my part.
Let me agree to that.
You know,
Let me agree,
you know,
Jay. I promise I won't even acknowledge you.
And again, this
Well,
is the type
yeah.
of disrespect. Like, and I hate to say this, but like in real life, William, like I don't think you care about race. I'm just gonna put it that way, because I don't understand why you think it's okay, why you're fighting for this right to be insensitive. You know what? It doesn't matter. I thought you wanted to like come hang out, be part of these streams, be cool. You want to make amends with Steph and Bree. It's like, cool. Is this guy gonna hang out? Do you want to be friends with us now? So I guess you just want to hang out in my community, be friends with Steph, be friends with Bree, and then I should just shut the fuck up and not address you. Is that how you want this to go down, William? Because it probably won't. I don't know. It's a problem to me that I think you're trying to get permission to be insensitive to me in my community of friends. I think that's something that I'm gonna have a hard time being quiet about.
Well, I think we're kind of at the end of the discussion, at least for now. And I just hope that, that we can walk away with at least a modicum of mutual respect here. And it's like, I think we
Stephanie,
know
I didn't hear whether you accepted my apology or not.
Oh yeah, I accept your apology. I thought I did. I accepted it years ago when you did it in writing. So I suppose
I just hadn't had a chance to talk with you, and I wanted to make sure that you understood that I genuinely felt bad about how cool
No, I
I
do.
was to you.
I understand. Yeah, I get it. But
William, to be clear,
I hope you take Jay's point. He's I think he's spot on that there's something deeper going on here, and
it's not about Jay.
Okay.
No, it's not. I think it's about you literally not feeling bad about doing things that are perceived as racist. You do things that people will see as racist, and you do them anyway. Then you antagonize the people who call you out on it. And you're like, yeah, that's cool. I'm good to go. Like, okay. Like,
is it more? It seems to me it's more about being told what to do. When I just like listening to the past 10 minutes and a lot of streams and maybe interacting a little bit with.
But Sean, there's a lot of secret handshakes for racism, right? Religion's often a secret handshake for racism, and in this case, it's this liberty thing. Because he does say that, but my point is, why fight for the right to be offensive? That seems like a misplaced liberty to. I don't know why die on this hill. I don't understand.
That's why it confuses me, Jay, because I don't think he sees it like that, and I could be completely wrong, but I think it's more. Don't tell me what to do. And when you talk about like conservative people, a big thing is the two biggest things in my experience are you're not going to tell me what to do, because I have a strong streak of that, right? You're not going to tell me, you're not going to tell her what to do with her body. You're not going to tell me who to pay my taxes to. You're not going to tell me any of these other bullshit like right-wing policies you want to put into place that are going to affect my rights. Just that's a very strong streak in me. And then there's this thing that growing up in the South and the military and working in kitchens and being in the military and my whole life, right? You meet these kind of guys that want to be alpha male, or they are alpha male, or whatever it is. But there's a lot of like that don't tread on me attitude. There's the, if you can't take a joke, then fuck you. If you can't, if someone's seen as weak, they pounce, right? They're like literally chickens, right? If you've ever owned chickens, if there is a weak link, they pounce, man, and they kill that chicken. And that's kind of what a lot of guys out there in certain communities, right? And it's that locker room, like popping people in the ass, telling dick jokes, like beating up on the guy in the corner. And that's something that I see with the trollish nature of the internet. And so it's in my, and there's a streak in there somewhere, and I'm not sure where all these kind of like come together. But Jay, when you're like, why should I let you be offensive? I can agree to that, but I don't necessarily think that's I think the position is not like it's I'm sorry if I offend you, but don't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if it's not inherently, or we can't prove, like, right, like it's not fucking his, we have no idea what this dude looks like. We have no
But
idea.
we did prove it, right? There's evidence. I mean, there's more than evidence, and he was aware of the evidence. This what ain't crazy. So when he says, "Oh, I just need to see a demonstration that my avatar is harmful," again, just Google raccoon racism, and we're right back to where we started. But again, my thing is this too is like, again, that's where the exercise to me was a bit instructive. Sometimes, y'all, I gotta admit, I got a little bit of game to me, just a smidge every once in a while, and that was the thing. How would you prefer to be corrected, Master? Right? Because if somebody tells me don't tell, we all admit, I'm sure, that we're not perfect. And once in a while, we need people around us in our community to guide us towards what might be a little bit more productive streak. And so if the thing is, don't shout me down, don't make assumptions about me, which first off, we just were asking questions. But at the end of the day, the request was just made. Like, hey, man, look, this actually literally did hurt my feelings, and it stirred up a lot of drama, and it's made a lot of other people do this, and it's been difficult to deal with all this. Would you mind changing your avatar? I'd really appreciate that. I mean, I don't think that's coercively forcing someone, but again, people just disregard that as well. So it's kind of hard. I think that's why I laid it out like that.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't think we're getting. I don't think the conversation's going too far. I think everything's been said, needed to be said. We kind of know where everything lies at the moment. So I propose we bring this little session to a halt. And thanks everybody for participating and having the conversation. I think it was decently civil. Appreciate what apologies have been made. I urge more thought be given to this and we'll move forward. And meanwhile, we can go over and crucify Grr, who's mad
Rock
at me
on.
now. And next time we can drop the irritation and talk sailing.
All right.
Oh, you let me know when.
Okay. Sounds good. And well, thanks everybody for coming. Please like this channel, subscribe to this channel, help me out a little bit. It makes me feel a little bit better.
And
we'll
most important part, share it out on your social media.
Oh yeah, that too. Thanks,
let
Beck.
the people know.
Yes,
all right,
ma'am.
Bye, everybody.
I got you.
Calling it quits.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Ending the broadcast. End broadcast.
Peace out.